everyone, I'm Miss Sitara from Sparkling Memories, a place where you could develop healthy relationship with food, pairs, and yourself. And today we're actually going to compare two great places that does food delivery. The first one is Uber Eats and the next one is DoorDash. One of the main reasons we want to compare the two is because they're so popular, especially DoorDash tends to take a lot of areas that are much more different in terms of open 24 hours, open late, things of that extent. Now Uber might do something similar, but as the night goes on, when it comes to Uber, it tends to give you a lot longer time in terms of getting to and from your customers. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Uber. Uber is super easy. You actually have to have a driver's license, your insurance for your car, have a vehicle or a bike or a scooter, something you can use as a form of transportation so you can get those deliveries to your customers. Simple as easy, right? Then they also do a background check. They want to make sure that you ain't no criminal, you don't have a background, or you ain't done nothing wrong in terms of your car and speeding and things that are on your notation when it comes to your driver's license, right? So they check all of that out. Now, DoorDash on the other hand, it does the exact same thing. It checks for your car, your insurance, your background, everything. But when I did DoorDash, it took a matter of minutes. Now with Uber Uber took like a day and a half just for them to actually say, okay, you can drive with us, let's move forward. Now, DoorDash on the other hand, DoorDash wants you to do a W-9 form. I'm guessing because DoorDash, you tend to make more money and they want to make sure you're filing your taxes because you're considered an independent contractor. So that's the difference between Uber and DoorDash. Now, when you use Uber will have different orders, whereas you can decide to take them on depending on if it's convenient for you as a driver. Now, some things, the price range costs from $3 to $5 to $10, sometimes $17 per run. And that's just Uber, okay? DoorDash on the other hand, their customers tend to pay a lot more. Because I did one delivery with DoorDash and it was $6. Could you believe that? Now, one thing that I did want to say is the distance was very far. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to get to the destination. And of course, both Uber and DoorDash, the customers has certain things that they want in terms of the instructions they leave within the app. It's very simple. You just go to google.com or you go into your Play Store, whether you have an Android, iPhone, things of that nature, and then you look it up and you sign up from there. Now, the thing is with that, I'm figuring that you actually have to be the owner of your vehicle because I don't think you could use somebody else's car or somebody else's scooter or bike in order to get it done. So that's the only thing, because now, for instance, if you something happens to your ride and you get a rental, you know, a rental is a lot different than if you're using your own car. Because if you're using your own car, you actually know that you have the insurance. But when you're using a rental now, you gotta see what kind of insurance they have. And I don't know if you can do with a rental car. Now, another thing, when you're using Uber now, once you don't know exactly the directions, you could just click in the app, a simple click, boom, and it gives you directions. And you can actually recenter it, and it takes you from where you're currently at to your final destination. Now, the only thing with that now, once you reach your final destination and you do your deliveries, there's no way of knowing how to get back to where you want to be. So at this point, you want to use your Google Maps. Once you use your Google Maps, then you're able to get from where your order is and you then deliver to the customer back to a destination that you want to go in, which might be a high volume area or area that you would like to be doing your Uber in. Fun, right? Right. Now, DoorDash on the other hand, they give you the address and they give you a time frame as far as how you get to point A to point B, and they estimate for the customer the length of time it takes for you to get to there to pick up the food, to drop it off. So they time just about everything. So even when you get the food, you have to click in the app, boop, let them know, yes, I'm here, I got it. Now, then you have to click, boop, yeah, time to deliver the customer. Now, both apps, the Uber and the DoorDash, allows you to take a snapshot with your phone of the actual food that's being delivered. A lot of customers tend to have items that they want to deliver directly to the home because they know you don't want to get the 6 feet. You don't want the social distance thing going on, making sure that no contamination, nothing happens. We want to make sure everything is clean and clear. Now, DoorDash on one hand gives you a red bag, and they actually help to keep the food hot or food cold. So it's one of those type of bags that help with that. Uber on the other hand don't give you anything. Okay? Now, Uber and DoorDash both give you things to clean your car. Whether it be a cleanser, things to disinfect, all that great stuff. So that is one difference between Uber and DoorDash. Now, as far as the payment goes, each one pays a particular day within the week. Then each one has instant pay, where you get paid the same day as when you did your deliveries, which is pretty awesome. Now, if you don't opt in for the same day, you can get it like a couple days later, because there's a time frame where if you start on a Sunday and you end the Sunday, and that will be your time frame they're gonna pay you for. And then basically you get paid on the Tuesday of that coming week. Very simple, because once it started over and it resets, because each one resets, then you get your payment. You could either get a card, each one, DoorDash and Uber Eats, both order have a card that you can put your money on, or you can have it directly deposited to your account. It all depends on you as a driver which one you prefer. Now, one thing where DoorDash comes in, DoorDash does not give you instructions as far as where the address to the restaurant is. So at this point you have to literally pull over and go to your Google map and let them know exactly where you want to go. Once you get into your Google Maps and you're at your destination, you go, then you have to go back in and type in where you want to go, so you can go back to where you were, because both apps do not give you direction as far as when you reach your destination and where you want to go back to continue doing your Uber Eats or continue doing your DoorDash. Now, both are very easy to do. Once you own your own vehicle, your own form of transportation, you have the right paperwork, you just have to be a willing participant. Now, here's the fun part now. Now, not all the time, everything is going to be squeaky clean. Everything is going to be disinfected. We must have those disinfected and things done. One thing I like about Uber Eats is you have to take a picture of your mask when you actually start, okay? You have to take a picture of the mask and verify who you are. Now, DoorDash on the other hand, they tell you to do all these things, but I'm not seeing it within the app that they actually verify that it's you have on your mask. They just make sure that you do, because they give you a checklist also, but they're not having you take a picture with your mask on. So that's a little different when it comes to DoorDash versus Uber Eats. Now, as far as canceling deliveries, both work against you when you cancel deliveries. With Uber Eats and DoorDash, you're going to have people that are going to order food, not come pick it up, especially when it says meet at door. I've been places where people literally order the food and not home. You call, you text, and you can't even leave it by the neighbor house, because you don't know if you and the person and the neighbor are good. So you just don't want to leave it outside their porch, because especially when they have signs that says beware of the dog, you know. So my preference, if I was to tell y'all the difference, is Uber is a lot easier to use and your income would be a lot greater, because you get to do a lot of late small trips and they tend to add up, versus Uber give you a good sum when it comes to each trip, but the distance tends to be a little bit longer. Now, as far as your gas miles go, you got to take that into consideration, because you don't want to keep doing trips at 28 and 30 minutes and you only get like $4. Who wants to do that? I mean, It's complicated, yes, but you could either choose to do Uber Eats or DoorDash. So next time, this is me sitting around for sparkling memories. Bye-bye.